Hi everyone, so this video is all about using Gravity Sketch, and I'm going to use the Quest 3, that's this one, which has what's called pass-through. I'll explain that. Behind me on the wall you can see they are Quest 2s and an old Rift, and this is great because it's all in the headset. So this is Gravity Sketch. So I'm in a Quest 3. I'm using what's called pass-through, so you can see my office, and I'm in Gravity Sketch here. So I'm going to start a new sketch here. I'll go black for a minute, and now I'm in the Gravity Sketch world, and I can draw in front of me. You can see that there. It's drawing on the screen in front of me, and it's looking like it's in my office. Now, when you're in Gravity Sketch, you need to know a couple of things. One, I'm left-handed, so this is my dominant hand. And this is my non-dominant hand, so I won't say left and right, I'll say dominant or non-dominant. And if you hit the blue button on your non-dominant hand, first of all you want to make sure that symmetry is on, and this second button here is vertical lock, so that if you're making a car you can keep it locked vertically. Now for us, we're going to make an alien, so it doesn't really need that, so that will be absolutely fine. The stroke that I did when we started, you can see there now, it's now symmetrical across two sides, and we don't need either of them, so we'll get rid of all of them. What we do need is my reference. We're going to do an alien, and I've already pre-drawn it, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring those in. So we're going to go to import, we're going to go to my assets, so reference images. I'll just click on that, and hopefully we'll go Glenn's workspace, and then images, and then I've got a couple of images here. Now I want to just grab them and drag them into the scene like this. So I've now got two little aliens in the scene in front of me. But I don't want them small, I want them big. So I'm going to grab them again and just get them right inside them, and then pull with two inner grips. So I'm using these two inner grips. I'm just pulling. Once I've grabbed hold of it, I can just push my hands further and closer apart, and then the closer, when I'm holding it with my inner grip, if I hold the other inner grip or the grip, it just makes it scale. So that's the alien I want to make. So I'm going to put him in the background, and this is all the parts that I drew. So it kind of like shows me how, gives me some idea of the parts that I'm going to make. So I'll put that over there on the side. So that gives me a good reference really to be able to work from. So and I can move them around, and I could even put them down on the desk if I wanted to lay one out. I could have it down there like that as a layout. So this is a great way to work. It's really liberating to be able to model like this. So in this first video, I'm just going to show you the first part of how I would do this. So what I want to do is just use the ink stroke here, and I want to quickly block out one layer. Now the layers are here, blue button again, layers, and I'm going to do one layer of lines. Then I'm going to make another layer and do a layer of blocking out more solid, and then I'm going to do another layer of the final modeling in all three different videos. So for now, you're going to watch me do it on layer one, and this is just going to be line work. So you can rename that if you want, but I'm quite happy just to leave it for now and just get on with making something. So I'm going to go ink. We know we've got the ink stroke, and we know we've got symmetry on, because you can see it there in the world. So just making sure I know exactly where I am in the world like that, so that works fine. Now, one thing I don't like is, I don't like that it's gold. So what I will do is I'll tap here, and I'll make sure that we go to like a darker color, and I don't particularly need reflector, so I'll go clay, and we'll make it a nice clayish sort of color like that. So there we go, we've got a nice clay line to start with. So I can just move these around if I want. If I want them out of the way, or a little bit, you know, if I need to move them, I'll just pop it over to the side a bit more, gives me a bit more working space. And say I want to line everything up to this guy, then we'll bring him forward a bit more, and we'll move them around as we need to. So what I'm going to do is quickly do a line version of the alien. And this is like sketching in the air, so it's not going to look good, and it doesn't need to look good. What it needs to do is give me the basic layout of what I'm going to make. If I want to move a line, just pick it up and move it like that. Want to get rid of it, do it like that. So all I'm doing is I'm drawing roughly that shape that I want there. And it's like a cage. It's, you know, it's really nothing more than a sketch. So I'm gonna want a tail. See how it goes out like that? I don't like that. So what we have to do is grab it, hit the blue button with the little dots there, and you actually get these points now. You can edit these points. It's very hard to see when it's against the wrong coloured background. So I'm going to bring them all together. See the alien there lined up? So move that one out, move it right to the end, move that one out, move that one down, bit wider, bit wider, bit wider, and this is going to be the body, so we'll be working over this, so this won't matter. And then the neck there. So we've got a rough layout of how we want that tail to be. And then we want something like, the next thing will be something like a rib cage. So roughly this sort of volume. If you get it wrong, inner grip on your dominant hand, and then just, you know, just basically move it. That would be fine. Then we need this arm here, something like this. Remember, you're in 3D, so it does need to be a little bit more accurate than the 2D. So we need an arm down here. So bring this round, we know where it goes now. So an arm down here, something like this. So that would do that inner arm. We're going to need a couple of spikes here. So just slowly bring them spikes up like that. And once you've done one, what you can do is pick them up and go 1, 2, 3 and line them up like that. So that kind of helps. Got a bit more volume for the body to do. And this tail is going to need a bit more, probably do a lot more in the next thing in the volume one, but it's lined up okay. Not quite in the right place, so move that back, the hand back. Don't worry about the fingers, just literally doing like a really rough wireframe to give me more of a layout. And then let's do this leg. Doesn't look good like that, so it needs to come. Hips would be there. The thigh would be there, something like that. The back of the heel here, then the foot. This is the heel, the calcaneus here, and then that's the alien foot there. Something like that with claws. And we'll have a look at that all the way around. Make it a bit smaller, can have a look around. That looks great. So it doesn't look amazing. It's not supposed to look amazing. All that's for is to give me a layout, and all we've used is just one tool, which is the ink stroke, and that pretty much is all I would do for the first section. So the next section will be all about doing this as a volume instead of a wireframe. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and if you are, please give us a thumbs up. It does help us to get in front of other people who like our content. And of course, we're now venturing back into VR with Gravity Sketch here. So lots to come and good things. It's all done in the headset, so it's not, you don't need a PC, it's not tethered, and also Gravity Sketch is free. So why not dive in and try it if you've got a Meta Quest 3?